Kevin and I was just telling him, I saw somebody that on Instagram, they posted a cameo that they got from somebody. Now,
we had never heard of this person.
I have no idea who this person is. It was a male that a female got a cameo from a male. And
it looked like something she would enjoy, though.
Yes, and it was something from a young person. But I asked Kevin, I said, do you know what Cameo is? And he said, I know what a cameo is, like the
necklace.
Jewelry.
Yeah,
the jewelry, the cameo. And I said, no, this is where you can, if you are really well known, you can
do like personalized messages.
Yes, that's what it is. It's personalized videos and
so
messages.
We've done like birthday greetings to viewers before when they've asked a few times.
We could actually do Cameo if we wanted to.
I got you.
Now, I don't think but 5 people would do it. That's why I've never signed up. But yes, we could do that, and people would pay, I don't know, $5 for us to say happy birthday to so and so or whatever. Somebody who does Cameo is like the Sister Wives. The Sister Wives do Cameo. Cody Brown does cameos. Can you imagine
anybody wanting
a cameo from Cody Brown? No thank you. What a waste of money. I mean, my goodness. I just think it is a complete and utter waste of money. But to get Cody Brown, so I was telling Kevin, I said, I'll tell you who else does Cameo. I've been watching the Girls Trip. I don't know the name of the whole show. It's like something Girls Trip. And
Ultimate Girls Trip?
Maybe it's the Ultimate Girls Trip.
I think it's what.
But I had complained, we do these videos where we do a wrap up for the month about what we've been watching, the TV shows, the movies we've been watching for the month. Well, I complained that I tried to watch like the first episode of The Real Housewives of New York, and it was just so deflating, and I haven't watched it since because everybody's been replaced. It's not the same show. Well, if you like The Real Housewives of New York, then this girls trip, this Ultimate Girls Trip, has those people on this show, the OGs. And so it's been so good. I've really, really enjoyed it. And I'll talk more about that when we do. Well, I don't know when this vlog's going to come out. It probably will have already come out by the time this comes out. I don't know the order. But I plan on talking about it during that.
It's funny because all I hear when you're watching that is them yelling at each other.
Is they're arguing. They argue.
It's all I hear.
Any of the Real Housewives shows.
And it's so petty sounding too. It's like, why are you arguing about that?
Any of those shows. Okay, so I've been watching that one.
But some of them are good friends and they like each other, but then they get the groups together on purpose, so they will argue. I mean, admittedly.
Yes, I've been watching the Girls Trip, but I've also been watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City. I've been watching those. But those women on the Ultimate Girls Trip, they do Cameo. So you have Luann and you have Sonia and I don't know, there's other ones I'm not thinking about right now, but they do Cameo and people will give them money. And I think, of course, the more well-known you are, the more money you can get. Yeah. But there are big-time celebrities that do this. Yeah.
Once you said that what it was, I've heard of people doing it.
Okay.
I just didn't know the name of the program.
I told Kevin, I said, it would be like you getting Paul Hollywood for me. But this guy that we saw this morning on Instagram, he didn't do anything. He didn't have to do anything. No. And there's no telling how much money he got.
He said her name like 3 or 4 or 5 times.
And that was basically
but he talked really fast.
Yes.
He was really close to the camera.
He was this far away from the camera.
Yeah, all you saw was eyes and nose and a little bit of hair.
Yes.
It was a little weird.
Yeah, but all of his videos might be like that.
That's true. That might be how his videos are.
Yeah, I don't know who
this
this person is. I don't know if he is on a show. He looks like some kid that would have been in Hannah Montana. I don't know if he's on some show or if he's a YouTube person, a TikTok person. I don't know. Because
could be a TikToker because they are very young and excitable.
Yes. And
that's what this guy seemed like.
Yeah, and so it very well could be somebody on TikTok, and I have no clue. And I mean that's if that's what
honestly,
pleases
I'm not
you.
interested enough to look it up.
No, well, I'm not interested enough in him to look it up, but
that's not that vibrating.
It's something else vibrating.
Yeah, this car's almost 10 years old, so not surprising.
I would not, as far as like, is that the kind of gift that I would want from you? I personally would not. Now, some people would. Some people would really like that.
I think it's cool for like a birthday greeting, not just a random thing, but it would be neat if I had Paul Hollywood send you a video saying, "Happy birthday, Tammy."
Oh, I would die.
I hope you bake something good for your birthday.
I would die.
You would think that was cool.
My heart would melt.
Would you want that for a Christmas present? Probably not.
But I think that would be a good birthday present or something like that.
I was not imitating Paul Hollywood, by the way. That was
to hear
not his
him
voice.
say my name.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I bet you.
And it was funny too during that video that he would say her full name.
Yes.
So it was weird because you could tell he was looking down every once in a while and he was making sure what her name was.
Yes, because apparently you have to provide some information.
Yeah, so they know what to say.
So that, yes, but he was saying not just her first name, he was saying her whole name. I think her boyfriend got that for her.
Yeah, could have.
And that was very sweet of him. That was a very nice thing. But I just think that's interesting. Depending on how much it cost, if it didn't cost that much, then yes, that would be a really cool gift. But now if it was expensive, I think some of those cameos are really expensive. And I think some of them can be longer, some of them are shorter.
Right.
So it may be, I wouldn't want something really, really expensive is all I'm saying. If it didn't cost that much, then yes, of course, that would be thrilling.
It's a neat idea, though. It's similar to what we used to watch a guy that did these vlogs and stuff.
I knew who you were thinking of, Chris Perillo.
Yeah, and he would write.
Oh my gosh.
People would send him money, and he would write with a marker on his body. And he was a little scrawny guy.
Does anybody remember a Locker Gnome? Locker Gnome, Chris Perillo, Kevin and I were big Chris Perillo fans. And we would watch.
Well, you watched it more than I did.
He was a
little annoying.
We were fans of Chris Perillo way back when he was married to Gretchen. So when he was married to Gretchen, and then they moved, they were living like somewhere. I don't remember where they were living. And then they moved to Haight-Ashbury in California. Where is that? San Francisco? That's where they moved to, and it was like, oh, this is really, really cool. Well, then they would have, it looked like they had these parties and stuff like that, and they would post like little videos and pictures and stuff. But yeah, like Kevin was saying, he would take his shirt off and he would say, for $20 or $25, I will put
whatever you want to say.
Whatever you want to say. If you wanted to say suck it, I'll put suck it on my chest for $20 or $25, whatever. But he's getting that money. And some people took him up on that.
And it was just whiteboard marker, so it washed off.
Yeah.
It wasn't permanent or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, that's no different.
That was the first version of
yes.
selling out to, wow, this person's going like really slow.
We are going, we've dropped down to 40 miles an hour.
You're going almost 30 miles an hour.
I'm dropping down. Oh, they're turning. Well, I'm glad you put your signal on, so letting us know why you're going so slow. Is that where that is? Stuff's?
Yeah, it's a recycling place. Stuff's is a junk recycling place.
So I'm wondering with Cameo, is there a master list? Like,
I'm sure you can search for people.
Right, like here is the list of people on Cameo. Yeah. So like you could see everybody that does this. Okay, speaking of different ways to earn money, Okay, so we talked about Cameo. We talked about Chris Perillo on his chest. I was not planning on talking about this at all, but I will talk about it here. I've been watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you know who Denise Richards is. Well, apparently, what is that? OnlyFans. Okay. These people are on OnlyFans. Not all these people. She is on OnlyFans. So, I don't know all the details, but apparently her daughter, her and Charlie Sheen's daughter, is on OnlyFans, and she makes like buku bucks for getting naked on OnlyFans. So, the articles that I've read make it sound like Denise saw how much money her daughter was making, so
she decided to do it.
Yes, she's my age. She's you know, she's my age, and it's like, who wants to see that? Because you know you're not going to have plastic surgery everywhere. But
I bet you she does too.
she charges for $7. I mean, how desperate does Denise Richards have to be for money for $7 you can see her naked? I can tell you right now, it's going to cost you a lot more than $7 to see me naked. I'm worth a lot more than $7.
Well, you have to keep it affordable to people though, because if you price it at too much, then it's like, I'm not paying that.
And it's like,
but if you get 1,000 people doing $7, that's $7,000.
That's true.
And you get regulars on OnlyFans too that regularly visit your channel and will be there every other day.
Yeah.
This one guy, didn't I read you that article where he sent like $60,000 or something in a month?
I forgot about that.
This guy spent like $60,000 on one girl in a month.
Which is absolutely crazy.
And they just happened to meet each other in a grocery store or something.
Which is absolutely crazy because
$60,000.
Yeah, it's absolutely, because we are living in a time where you can see naked people everywhere. You can get free.
Yeah, you can get free naked anytime you want.
Free naked anytime you want. You can get free naked. So why in the world are you paying for it? To me, that's like a cry for it's a desperate.
Sometimes I think it's an addiction.
Well, yeah, I'd say it is an addiction. But I mean, how desperate do you have to be to pay for it when you can get it for free? I just don't understand why anybody would do that. But for her to give herself
yeah, but didn't she pose
naked?
Like,
oh, she's done it all.
yeah,
yes,
that's
but
what I thought.
It's not the posing. It's not the nakedness. It's the amount.
It's $7.
It's the $7. It's like, wow, that's cheap. It's like you really don't think much of yourself to give it away for $7.
She's thinking not quantity. She's thinking not quality, but quantity.
I guess so. I guess so.
Like bunches of $7.
You know, and I just, it's like, I don't know. It's
not worth it to you.
No, it's not. It's like, if your house payment is that high to where, and I'm not saying hers is, but I mean, your bills, you must have some bills, or if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses so much that you're having to do that, then maybe think about moving into a smaller place, or maybe not buy expensive stuff that you're buying. Maybe reassess what you're spending your money on, and it's a different lifestyle, that's for sure. But now a lot of people are doing OnlyFans, and our son has told us that he works with people who do OnlyFans. He said you would be really shocked at the people who do OnlyFans, and they make money. He said they're just short of being able to quit their jobs and do OnlyFans full time. That's how much money they're making on OnlyFans. And so that is really, really surprising to me that it is that popular, especially when I'm married to someone who enjoys looking at cats and rabbits and dogs and groundhogs
Raccoons.
on Instagram. I mean, that's literally what he's looking at all the time on his phone, is these little animals.
That's what's suggested to me. I don't actually go out and seek them.
Well, but I think that's saying a lot, because other people on their phone, we have had someone tell us just recently, somebody told us that they get suggested on Facebook and on all their social medias, they get suggested lingerie ads.
Don't get those.
They get suggested very sexual, explicit ads. I have never in all my years on Facebook seen an explicit ad. And it all has to do with what you are looking at, what you have shown an interest in.
Yeah, and you don't have to look at it in one place because it goes everywhere.
Yes, and it will go everywhere. So if you have
If you look at one picture on one site,
yes,
it's everywhere.
Then it will and so that tells me, when this person told me I get these kinds of ads,
Yeah,
I thought then I know where your interest is, because
they also watch a lot of TikTok videos and stuff.
yes, and they get those on TikTok.
Yeah.
They get sexually explicit stuff on porn on TikTok.
Yeah.
They have said that. So we know what you're looking at. We know that's where your mind is.
That's what the algorithm has picked out for you, because you've shown interest in that subject.
So by you telling me that, you have just told me, this is what
I have the
like
geekiest Instagram feed. If you were to look at my suggested, it's all animals, Tammy's videos, animals, and then the engineering stuff where they're like doing weird stuff, and almost all of it's from China.
And do you know what's on my suggested on Instagram?
Food.
No
food.
No food, because I don't follow food people. Houses, architecture. It's all architecture. It's all design stuff. It's all homes. Like I get like the inside, like designer like castles, and I get the big fluffy couches with the ornate pillows the draperies and the wallpaper and the chandelier and the bookshelves, and yes, they're absolutely beautiful. It's just a feast for your eyes. See, that's what my eyes like to be on, and to me that brings me happiness, where smut does not bring me happiness. It's seedy, it's smutty, it's dingy and dirty, and so that doesn't make me happy. Whereas seeing pretty things, or when you show me like little mice that are wearing shoes,
and you see their toes.
Yeah, you can see their little toes. That makes me happy. Those are happy thoughts. The other doesn't bring on happy thoughts. So I just I didn't mean to have a 20-minute conversation here almost about this, but I thought that was interesting, going back to the Cameo, that's a way for people to make extra money, and that's a clean way for people to make extra money.
If I thought we could do it,
I would do
birthday messages and stuff regularly,
if I thought,
worth it,
yes, I would totally do it, but I don't. I think
if like you said, if you get $5 a year, it's probably not worth it.
I think you have to be have millions of people interested in you to make that worth your while. Whereas, we don't have that kind of interest. But I think it's great for people who can make money that way and send a personal message. And like I said, Paul Hollywood saying my name, who would you want?
No, I don't really have anybody, honestly. Truly, I can't think of anybody. I'm not that big of a fan of anybody that I would feel special.
Do you not think that you would like Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart? Do you not think you would?
That would be neat, but
that would be neat.
Would I be like, oh goodness gracious, is that money? I just wouldn't be that way about anybody.
No, and there's very, very few people who I would like.
Are you getting over it?
Yes.
You can get over it.
I'm not that kind of a person either, to where like
Paul Hollywood's the only one I can think of for you.
For me, that's it. There's nobody, like, I'm not gonna geek out over anybody except for him. And honestly, I would really, really, really compose myself. If I could ever meet him in person, I would keep myself very composed, because he has women falling all over him.
He does.
You know that he gets stares all the time from women, and I wouldn't want to give anybody the satisfaction of knowing that I think they're that good looking. So I would just keep myself very, very composed. If I were to
mine would probably be more classical actors like what's his name? Sean Picard. What's his name?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Or Sean Connery. Something like that.
If he were still alive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though those kind of people, though. That's
we don't want a cameo
Yeah,
from
not
Sean
now.
Connery from Beyond.
But I'm saying that kind of person with that accent, and the very refined. I don't know.
You know, I'm surprised.
Mr. Bean.
The technology today, if they wanted to, that's something that they could do that.
There was a big stink about some musician that they brought them back to sing a song, and they didn't get the family's permission to do it.
Oh.
So they got sued.
Because I was gonna say, if they wanted to do cameos,
they
to
could
people
bring
of
AI versions of these
Elvis
people
Presley.
back.
Elvis Presley could send you a cameo.
Yeah.
And
They've got an app where you can get on your phone where you can make a picture dance and sing. Remember I showed you that? Yeah, you can make just a picture. You take an old photograph of you when you were a kid, and I can animate it and make it move around and sing, and it's on your phone.
Yeah, I would think if the family were to give permission, they would totally do that.
Yeah.
Kevin is going to make sausage balls. When's the last time we made sausage balls?
Not that long ago. Seemed like we
had Really?
Yeah, it seemed like Ashley had them.
Oh, well, I think it's been a long time ago. Since I've had a sausage ball,
Ashley.
I think it's been a while. Well, we went to Walmart and bought this Cracker Barrel extra sharp cheese.
It's extra sharp yellow cheese.
Yeah, well, this was the last one they had.
That's because everybody makes sausage balls.
Yeah, exactly. So our sausage ball recipe, it's online, it's on YouTube. It's very, very simple. There's basically only 3 ingredients.
4 if you count the paprika.
Yeah, that's true, paprika. I didn't know if you used paprika or not.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So we use this cheese. We use 2 1-pound packages of sausage, breakfast sausage, and we get the mild. And then we use
3 cups of Bisquick.
3 cups of Bisquick, and then paprika.
It's just whatever paprika you want. So if you want spicier, you can do that. You can also buy hot sausage if you want hot sausage balls. You could buy a hot sausage, or you could mix a half and half. None of our family really likes the hot.
Right. I was going to say, we have tried to do 1 hot and 1 mild, and Ashley knew. And she was like, I do not like that hot at all. It's too hot to enjoy. So from now on, we just do mild. And
Which is fine with that,
yeah, because the kids and everybody like mild. Now,
and the paprika is really not much. It just adds a little bit of a flavor to it. You can probably live without it. I even think the recipe says it's optional.
This cream cheese is laying out for a cheese ball.
The big one is. And then the small one's for peanut butter roll.
Peanut butter roll. So Kevin's up to all kinds of things today. So this is how we shred our cheese. Let me show.
Old school.
Let me show what's there. So that's how we shred ours. Yeah, the old school way.
I have a food processor, but it's just too much trouble to get out and clean for shredding cheese.
For one thing.
2 minutes.
Right. So if you're going to need it for a bunch of different things, it's definitely worth it. But for one thing of cheese, it's not worth the trouble to just to wash all those parts. So I'll try to check in with him every now and then to see what he's doing. So Kevin has his Bisquick out, and you do need 3 cups. So he's going to add it to the cheese here. We made some Bisquick, we did a Bisquick biscuits video. So if you're interested in that, that's on YouTube. And the reason I comment on stuff like that when we're making something is because I always get questions. Or where's the video, or would you put that video on YouTube or something like that? So I'm letting you know that it's already on there, just so that you won't have to ask me.
Didn't have to buy any after all.
Ah, okay. We didn't know if we had enough Bisquick, so we bought another small box.
Yeah. So what I do is I learned a while back that if you mix your Bisquick with your cheese, you can kind of coat your cheese with the Bisquick, and it doesn't get clumped up, because I used to mix the cheese with the sausage, and it would get these big clumps of cheese, and it wouldn't be evenly distributed. So now I'll actually make, not a dough, but you know, I mix it in with the cheese really good and get it all separated.
And one year we did sausage balls in the
food processor or the mixer? In
the mixer, the KitchenAid mixer.
It did not do good.
Well, they were fine, but they were too compact.
Yeah.
Where it's better if you make them by hand because they're fluffier.
Yeah, they're much better, and everybody knew too.
Yes.
And she was like, "What did you do different?"
Yeah, because they're just fluffier sausage balls if you do it all by hand.
Yeah. So now I'm going to let my sausage just warm up a little bit because it's so cold.
It actually had ice on it when we bought it at Walmart.
But you see how it's all individual cheese, so it's not big clumps. So when I mix it in with the sausage, it'll actually be spread out really nice.
So Kevin, what is this?
That's for the cheese ball.
And what did you put in there?
I just put a little, it's got the cream cheese in there and just a little sprinkling of nature seasoning. But then I need green onions and garlic salt and then this dried beef.
If you've never...
Remember when they used to sell this in the plastic package and then they switched over to this glass jar?
Glass jar. Yeah. And that stuff lasts for a long time.
Yeah.
What's funny is when we were at Walmart, they had put these in the cold, in the refrigerated thing, and I don't know why they did that. Also, for the sausage balls, we still have the sausage getting so it's not freezing. We have it sitting here, but also in the sausage balls, we put 1 teaspoon of paprika.
Yeah, just mix it all in. You can't even see it.
So the cheese ball, I love a cheese ball. You eat cheese ball too, don't you?
I eat some of it, yeah.
Yeah, I love a cheese ball. Now, my mom made one, and
hers was the yellow cheese.
And it has nuts on the outside, and I love it too.
Or the cream
I don't remember.
But my mom used to make a yellow one that had pecans.
I'm pretty sure it was yellow too.
Yeah.
I think we've done the video on YouTube.
We've made one, yeah.
But this is so good, and I love the amount of garlic it has in it.
Came from?
Where it came from?
Mm-hmm. You remember who gave it to me? I don't remember the person's name.
No.
It was somebody at Lexmark. When I worked at Lexmark, we had a gathering for like Christmas or something.
I would have never, ever remembered that.
And we really liked it. And
how would I have tasted it?
I liked it.
Okay. And
I probably said, we've got to try this. And so I got the recipe from her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, when we first got married, Kevin worked at Sam's, Pace. It was called Pace Membership Warehouse.
Like
and it was like a Sam's Club or Costco. And then he worked at Lexmark. And you made computers, didn't you?
Yeah, I was a team leader at Lexmark.
But he made very little money. It was like
$10 an hour.
Oh no, it wasn't. I think it was only like $8.50.
Well, it was above minimum wage.
It was not much.
I remember I had to work lots of overtime.
Yes, yeah. So he would have had this there, but no, I didn't remember where it came from because I didn't personally get it. If I had got it, then I would remember. But it's real easy. It doesn't have...
Do you think that's enough onion? Or?
I think that looks like enough.
Yeah.
You could always leave that over to the side. So then the dried beef, I want to show you what this looks like. It's in a jar, but it literally looks like slices of meat in this jar.
Well, it's called dried beef. It's fat-free.
Yeah, dried beef.
And I just cut it into cubes, really, more than anything. Or in little squares.
This is good until June of 2024. So it's good for a long time.
Yeah, and it's not brand new. We didn't buy it like now anyway.
Right, we've had it in the cabinet for a while. So just know, I don't know why Walmart has them in the refrigerated section, but you do not, normally you buy it on the shelf.
Yeah. On the shelf, yeah.
So Kevin uses his hands for this. He takes his wedding band off.
Because it makes a mess.
And yeah, he'll take his wedding band off and...
we like ours good and garlicky.
Yes, we like it.
And I usually mix it and then try it. And this is going to be gross.
the sound.
You could do this probably in a mixer or something, but this is just as fast.
We eat, you can, if you like club crackers, of course you can use those. Whatever, we like Ritz crackers. Of course, if you know Kevin loves Ritz crackers. But the Ritz crackers are great with this. The buttery cracker goes good with that garlic flavor.
It does.
And the onion.
And they're a good sturdy cracker too, to where you could dip it if you wanted to, although we use the knife.
But we will put this on a plate, which I'll show you Kevin putting it on a plate.
Yeah, and then cover it with plastic
And then we'll
wrap.
cover it up with plastic wrap and it'll be fine.
Or put it in a Pyrex bowl with a lid.
Yeah, it'll be fine until we get ready to use it. So which would you rather do, a plate or a Pyrex?
I mean, a plate would be fine.
So literally you put it in a ball like this. And then we have these little bitty like spread.
I mean, you could put it in a bowl if you wanted to and just cover it with plastic. Just anything to cover it with plastic.
You could. We have these like little spread
like cheese knives.
Cheese knives, yes. And so we'll get those and you have those in Ritz crackers. So if Kevin has put both 1 pound packages of sausage in here.
And now it's just a matter of working it in.
I saw about a week ago somebody was asking what's the best sausage ball recipe, and then somebody answered them showing a package from Walmart where they had just bought them.
Yeah, we've tried them before. They're not bad.
They have some that we tried that were Italian. They have Italian seasonings, and they were really, really good. But it's just so easy to make your own. And you know exactly what's in here. I mean, 4 ingredients, and they're really good. And the kids love them too. So like if we made, if we had a lot left over, we could give some to a bag to Andrew and a bag to Ashley. And you can take them out of the freezer anytime. And
yeah, take out a couple and bake them. Or
yeah, you can make as many or as few as you want.
Do them in the toaster oven too.
Yeah, we've done them in the toaster oven many times because a lot of times our oven is being used while we're making the sausage balls, and so we'll use a toaster oven, and they get really brown and crisp in a toaster oven. So this is how it looks. You can still see some of the Bisquick, so I mean it's not.
I'll work it in as I go.
Yeah, but you want to get these in. Show about the size you put them in.
Golf ball, a little smaller than a golf ball.
Yeah.
Ping pong ball maybe. Probably ping pong ball.
And so we put them in a plastic bowl. You could put them in a bowl like this, and put a lid on it, and we keep them in the freezer.
This is our only big one though, so.
Yeah, so that's why we're putting it in plastic. But we freeze these. If you're gonna use them immediately, then you don't have to freeze them.
Yeah, like if I were gonna use these tomorrow, I would just stick them in the refrigerator.
Because frozen, you have to kind of chisel them apart because they get stuck together. And I have cracked so many balls because, because the ball's frozen, the sausage balls are frozen, and I'm taking a knife and doing like this, trying to get them apart. And I have cracked many, many plastic balls.
But these balls are pretty cheap though.
Yeah. So,
But
Kevin,
these come right out of the freezer, and you just stick them right in the oven. You don't have to thaw them out or anything.
No,
you stick them right in there.
Yeah, you don't thaw them at all. But you do definitely want to put a piece of
aluminum or parchment or something.
Yes, because think about grease from sausage, breakfast sausage. That's what this is breakfast sausage. So you will have grease, and you'll
also stick with the cheese really bad.
Yeah. So this is how many sausage balls that makes. So of course, if you want more, you can add another pound of sausage. You could add another cup of Bisquick and some more cheese. But we will put the lid on this and keep it in the freezer until we're ready to make them. So now Kevin has moved on to making the peanut butter roll.
Yeah, I got 3 ounces of cream cheese, which I should have opened ahead of time, but I didn't.
The recipe for this is on the channel. Christina, our daughter-in-law, loves this.
Ashley likes it.
But
Ashley likes it as much as she
Ashley loves it too. It's fairly easy to make.
Yeah, it's 3 ounces of cream cheese, a half a stick of butter, just soften them both. I microwave the butter. Just makes it easier. And you need a pound of powdered sugar and peanut butter.
That's it. So 4 ingredients. 4 ingredients, and that's it.
And you might need more powdered sugar, it just depends on how thick this gets.
So Kevin creamed this together, and now he's going to start adding the powdered sugar. Until
I just use a spoon. I would use every bit of this. Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, the full video instructions are on YouTube for this. I haven't looked at the video in forever. So I have no idea how old the video is, or if, when we first moved in this house, it was 2012, December 5th, I think, 2012. And we had a very old style kitchen. And so that video could have been made in the old kitchen. It could have been made in this kitchen. I just don't even know. But the video is on YouTube if you're interested. Some of those old videos I probably should remake, honestly, because they're just, I'm sure they were done on the cell phone, and it's probably an old cell phone, and the lighting's probably bad, and the sound quality is probably really bad. But I know people ask for our baked macaroni and cheese recipe all the time, and broccoli casserole and stuff like that. Those are really old videos, and I really hate referring people to those old videos. And that one actually is a combo video. So the baked macaroni and cheese broccoli casserole is in one video, and it was filmed at our old house. It wasn't even filmed in this house, depending on which video you watch. So anyway, Kevin is rolling up this peanut butter roll, and then he's going to put it in the refrigerator to get cold and firm. And then in a little bit further on in the video, we'll come back and you'll actually see him slice it into slices. Kevin is going to put together a metal earth. He hasn't done one of these in a long time. This is the purple banshee from Avatar, and we have only seen these for sale at Disney in that Avatar section. Like, you go ride the ride, and then afterward, you always end up in a gift shop, which is very smart of them. This one actually says 14 plus, which I don't recall seeing on most metal earth models. Like, they're letting you know that the age, that like this is for a 14-year-old, because these are advanced. So there's a lot of... Yeah, you can cut yourself, but there are a lot of adults who just cannot do these. It takes a special skill. I would not be able to do these. So this one comes with 3 metal sheets and illustrated instructions. So that's nice. So this is what it's going to end up looking like. So I will show you how it looks when he finishes it. Well, it's kind of hard to see this on the kitchen counter. But it's actually really cool looking. It did not take Kevin no time to put this together, and I think that's just because it's Kevin. I think if you were new putting one of these together, look at that. If you were new putting one of these together, I'm sure it would take a long time. How long do you think it took you, Kevin?
No, maybe 2 or 3 hours.
He says 2 or 3 hours. I don't think it did.
We took a break between them.
Yeah, we did take a break. I don't think it took him that long, but yeah, it's really, really cool looking. Kevin has a surprise.
Well, if you've been following the blog, you've known I've been working on this.
Yes.
For 2 years and 4 months.
At least, yeah, that we can figure.
For sure. I'm pretty sure I started in August of 21. Yeah, and it's December of 23. So here is the front.
Wow.
I still have to do the clock face, but you have to wash it first. So I need to wash it before I do that.
That is absolutely massive.
It's big. There was a woman that showed off her cross stitch, and it was like a blanket she held up. So I can't even imagine how big that would have been.
No, but this...
it took her 2 years to do it.
Yeah, he worked on this every night, except like when we went on vacation for a week here or there. He would work on it pretty much every night. Yeah. But tell why you can't do the hands yet. Explain that, because nobody would know that.
You're supposed to wash it so it'll shrink up a little bit or whatever. That way it'll do that first, because if you start doing the stitches on here and then you wash it and it shrinks up, those stitches may get crooked. They won't be a nice straight line. They may be like crooked or whatever. So the lines on the clock, if you do it if you do the hands down and then wash it, it may move a little bit and shift, so your lines will be nice and straight. They might be off a little bit, so that's why you do it that way. Now I'm going to be telling you about it. You can't see it here, but when I was very early into it, when they shipped this, they sent me a pen. It was a red pen for you to mark your grid lines out. I'm guessing that it's a washable ink, that it doesn't do something bad. That's why I want to show you this now, because if it bleeds really bad after I start washing it, I'm going to be mad, but it'll be ruined. So I'm going to show you the back and you can see what it looks like. People say cross stitchers want to see the backs of your cross stitch. This is what my back looks like. You can see the red spot right there.
So I don't remember what happened.
The whole tip of that pen came off. Like it was a ballpoint pen, but literally the whole ballpoint part came off and it dripped like a couple drips on there.
And I remember it being so frustrated because Kevin had already done like a ton of this.
Yeah, it started like over here.
Yeah, he had already done a ton, and then that happened.
I worked this way, and it took a while to work back to that way. So.
Yeah, and I said, well, it's ruined. It's absolutely ruined. And Kevin's like, no, I'll keep doing it. It'll probably
get covered up.
It'll get covered up.
And it did.
It did. It got covered up.
But now it might bleed.
It might bleed, yeah. So hopefully.
Yeah. But anyway, this is what the back looks like. So
it's very nice and neat.
Like I said, for some reason, because she said some people, the girl that was showing hers off, she said people have said they want to see the back. So this is the back. And yeah, I didn't do too many travels. I did a few here and there of these long travels.
Not many though.
Not many though, but most of those were because it was really white thread, and I didn't want to stop here and then go down here, and it was just easier to do long, but I didn't do too many of them.
No, you didn't.
So I'm going to wash this. Basically, you're going to put it in a tub of warm water with some just dishwashing liquid, just a couple drops just to make it a little sudsy, and move it around a little bit and let it set for about an hour, and then I'll rinse it, and then not wring it out, but roll it on a paper towel to get most of the water out. And then it'll be ready to
a paper towel or a towel?
I mean, a towel.
A towel, okay.
And then I'll be ready to do my hands once it's washed.
Once it dries?
So I washed it. It's all clean. And then I finished the clock. So you can see the clock face now. It was this white before. And it's probably the roughest part of the thing because you don't do it a lot. So I'm not used to doing the back stitching like that. But it doesn't look bad. I think it came out pretty decent. You can see where the ring around here where I had the hoop on there. So if I open the whole thing up, now you can see the whole thing actually and really and truly finished. So there were 119,600 stitches in this. It was 400 stitches wide by 299 stitches tall. So that's how many stitches this has in it. And let me just say, now, I bought this off Amazon. I looked, can't buy it anymore on Amazon, that you can't find it. Now they have it on, I think somebody was selling it on eBay. If you did a search for the London Sky 1945 cross stitch, there are other places selling it, but you can't buy it from this company. It's called a Max Stitch. And this is the package. This is what it looks like. But let me just say, it says stitchdmc.com is what it says on the back. I don't know if that's actually it or not. But let me just say, this company's really nice because I've done other cross stitches. As a matter of fact, I did one right before this one of the London. It was a more modern picture, and I ran out of floss, the thread. I ran out and had to go buy more. This one, look how much I have left over. I mean, it's tons of thread left over. So they gave me plenty to do, and I had leftovers of every color. I never worried about running out. If I did cross stitch all the time, these are standard, what is it, DMC or whatever it is, colors, whatever I said it was. Yeah, DMC. These are standard DMC colors, so I could save these and put it on my own bobbins and save it for another project. I don't do cross stitch all the time, but you could if you wanted to. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. It needs to be ironed now to get rid of this. You iron it by putting it on your ironing board and turning it over and putting a cloth on the back side because you don't want to flatten your stitches down.
Oh, your red came out when you washed it.
It did come out. Most of it came out.
So how did you wash it? Because I did not watch you.
You put I got in the bathtub. I didn't get in the bathtub.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you get in the bathtub with it?
I stomped on it with my feet. I don't like grapes. You get your bathtub. Put some not hot water but warm water. Put a little squirt of dishwashing liquid. We've got Palmolive.
Palmolive.
The Palmolive Clear. That's what we used. I just put a couple drops in there, made it a little sudsy. Put this in there and squished it around a little bit, and then I flopped it around and stuff like that. Got the soap really worked into it. The spot that had the red on it, I literally squirted some soap on there and rubbed it a little bit, and then let it soak for an hour.
So it stayed in water.
It stayed in the water in the bathtub for an hour.
Warm water?
Warm water.
Okay.
Of course, it was cold by the time the hour.
Right,
but
right.
It was warm when it started.
Right.
But yeah, it got out. All that red. The red was like right.
It was down in the
right in here,
and it came out.
It's completely gone. So that red pen they gave me was a water.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad too.
Washable.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's not. I like to keep my hands busy while I'm watching TV and stuff. I probably wouldn't do another one of these cross stitches this big. I enjoyed doing the cross stitch, but nothing this big. This is like really, really big. Actually, when I bought it, we didn't realize it was this big. We were thinking, oh, it's just a small one, and I just didn't pay attention to how big it was. So anyway, but I had fun.
So today Kevin is going to do his last Banshee. We bought a set. Well, it wasn't a set because we paid separately for them and they were expensive. I don't remember how much these were at Disney, but way back when we went on our Disney trip, I guess that was 2022. But anyway, when we went, like March 2022, something like that, he bought 3 of these, and they were expensive. But he had done one way back, and so he had these other 2, the one you saw before, and then this one is green. And so then he'll have, after he finishes this one, he'll have all 3 of them. But I wanted to show you what it looks like again before, and it's going to look like this after.
Okay, I decided to do this Avatar amp suit as well. It's the last Avatar one I have actually from Disney. And I finished the other one, and it didn't take me very long because I'd just done one just like it. So the directions were the same, just different color. So it didn't take me long at all. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. This one looks very tiny details. So this one should take a little longer to do, but I'll show you both this one and the other one when I get done with this one.
So here are all 3 models that Kevin has worked during this video.
He said he's missing the head.
It looks like his head's missing.
The guy rides in the
he said he rides in here, in which I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's not a robot that's self-controlled. It's a person controlling it.
Right. And so that is how that one looks. And these have lots and lots of detail.
That one did.
And that one took you a while, too. It took a lot longer than these. Today, Kevin's working on the cherry chews. I have a recipe on YouTube for these cherry chews. I love them. And I don't know if anyone else will eat them or not. I told Kevin, I said, I'll absolutely love them. Haven't had them in a while. And I thought about not even making them because it's like, is anybody going to eat them but me? Because I can't eat a whole pan. And you said you would probably eat one, didn't you?
One at least.
Yeah, to make me feel better.
Christina will probably eat one.
Christina will probably eat one, yeah. But the recipe's on YouTube. And so what does this have in it? Brown sugar?
Flour, brown sugar, rolled oats, some baking soda, salt, and butter.
So this is like going to be a base, and then you add other stuff to it. So this is just that base for those cherry chew bars. And Kevin's pouring it all in the pan, and then he's going to pack it in. So he's going to pack it in really, really well. So for these cherry chews, Kevin took the cherries out of the jar.
Yeah, drain them really good.
Yeah, drain them, and then he halved them. Now, if you want them in smaller pieces, you can cut them smaller if you want. I like the halves because I think they're beautiful. That's the prettiest red ever. And so you have your eggs in there. You have brown sugar, baking powder, salt, flour, coconut. It does have coconut. And then you have some pecan halves. You have
half
teaspoon of almond extract. You have pecan halves, but you don't put them in this mixture because you're going to sprinkle those over the top. Yeah, the almond always smells so good. That looks funny with those eggs in there. It adds a lot of color though. So Kevin's not going to use the mixer for this. He's just going to stir this by hand. And then he'll pour it over the top. And the base is already baked because you only put this in the oven for 10 minutes. And so it's really quick. But then once you get all this together, you have to bake it for another 25 minutes. So this is how this looks. And I could probably just eat spoonfuls of this.
Take the flour out.
So I just want to show you, this is how this looks when it comes out. And you have to let it cool completely, which is the hardest part because it smells terrific. You really smell the cherries. But you have to let it cool completely until you cut them into bars. But you also, once they've cooled off, you put some powdered sugar over them. And it's just a little dusting of powdered sugar. And it makes them look pretty. So we are also, for Christmas, going to make fudge. This is the best combination I've ever had. Truly, it is. This is it's Jif peanut butter. It's a 16-ounce jar of Jif peanut butter. And this is a 16-ounce container of Pillsbury salted caramel frosting. The combination is just phenomenal. But you take both of these, empty them into a bowl, heat them in the microwave until they're liquid, and then pour that liquid into a 8x8 or 9x9. This is a 9x9 inch pan. I have parchment paper in here, and then you can put it in the freezer or refrigerator until it sets. Just depends on how quickly you want it. It won't hurt it a bit to put it in the freezer. So I am making 2-ingredient peanut butter fudge. It's a jar of peanut butter. It is a container of frosting, and you put them together in a bowl and you put them in the microwave until they've liquefied, stir it together, pour it in a pan, and then put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, whichever you want. Just depends on how fast you want it. I put it in the freezer and then I forgot it overnight. This is Kevin slicing that peanut butter roll. Look how quick he slices. Wow. Fast. It was absolutely delicious, by the way. And then we're going to have cheese, and we're going to have some summer sausage and with Ritz crackers. And so he is cutting these into squares so that they fit on the crackers really well. And then we put them in a Ziploc bag just until we're ready to put them out on a plate because that will dry out. And then the summer sausage, he is taking the casing off that and he is slicing that. And that will also go in a Ziploc bag. And we don't eat all of this on Christmas Eve. There's so much that we will have this for days after to enjoy ourselves without the family here. So the cherry chews are completely cooled off. They've been cooling for hours. So I'm going to move them over to a cutting board. And then I have a tin ready. I like to store things in tins. So I have just a regular tin ready. And I put some parchment paper in there. And so I'm going to cut these into bar-sized pieces. So I ended up, the way that I cut these worked out really well. They were the perfect size. And I really enjoyed these. I don't think anybody enjoys them as much as I do, but I am a huge fan of cherry flavor. And then before I put them into the tin, just to make them pretty, I have some powdered sugar, and I want to put some powdered sugar over the top of them. For me, this is a must because this is like the cherry on top. It's just the finishing touch. And so I put these in the tin, and I think I fit all but like 3 pieces. And I do not put these in the refrigerator. I just leave them out at room temperature. There's absolutely no reason to put them in the refrigerator. And so you see I only had like 3 pieces left there. And then this is that fudge. I took it out of the freezer because, like I said, I left it in there accidentally overnight. I just completely forgot about it. So I laid it out for about a half an hour and then sliced it. And then I have another 10 that you see there. I do store this in the refrigerator. So I get asked all the time, can you leave this out on the counter? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, we left it out for hours on Christmas Eve and it was completely fine. So I think it would be fine if you left it out. I like it. I prefer it cold though. So we're starting to set stuff up, and this is not, I'll be showing you this table again, but I wanted to show you, we went to Crumble and we got a 12-pack of cookies, and so when you order a 12-pack, you get one big box. And we went ahead and cut every cookie into 4 pieces, and that way if you want to try one, you can get one. If you want to get one of each flavor, you can. But then we're starting to get stuff over here, and then Kevin is going to make his buffalo chicken dip, which recipe's on YouTube.
It's awesome.
It's wonderful, yes. And some of you all have told me that you have duplicated it, you've made it, and you love it. It's good stuff. Now, it's spicy.
Spicy. It's not like ridiculously spicy.
No, but it has a kick to it. So, like, I don't think Ashley eats it.
No, but I mean, it is buffalo chicken.
Yeah, it's buffalo chicken. So, it's that perfect, like, vinegar buffalo chicken flavor. It uses Frank's Red Hot. Yeah. So, he's going to... you got something else that was onions. The green
onions are already wilted.
The green onions that we bought looked awful. But this is the chicken, and all he does is boil it, and because you're going to cut it up and put it in the buffalo chicken dip. So for Little Smokies, we buy these Hillshire Farm Little Smokies, and we, instead of buying the 2 smaller containers, it was cheaper to just buy the 20 ounce. And we just take it and we take some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, and you're going to use the whole container of barbecue sauce on these and just heat them up. And we used to make them in a crock pot. But we just don't need to do that anymore. We have room right here at the stove where we can keep them heated up. But now if you do need to take them someplace, just know this is a great thing that you can put in a crock pot and you can take it on the go. Take it with you to a cookout or family reunion or whatever. So these are those Little Smokies. We're ready to eat. This is Kevin's buffalo chicken dip and the Tostitos. And this is Andrew's favorite thing ever. We have the sausage balls, and Ashley made some seasoned crackers. We have those crumble cookies that we divided up, the cherry chews. Trying to show you, I'm trying to go a little bit slower. So I'm like, I better show those cookies again. Those are peanut butter balls that I recently did a recipe video of, and the fudge, the 2-ingredient fudge. There's the peanut butter roll and Kevin's cheese ball. I think I showed a lot of this during the video with Ritz crackers. And then Ashley got our plate ready with summer sausage and cheeses and Ritz crackers. This is just Lay's potato chips. And then we're back to those sausage balls and crackers. So there's the overall view. And then these, I figured you all might be interested in what you get in the mini brands. So in last week's video, I showed that we bought Amelia some mini brands. They come in like balls, in like mystery balls. And you get like 5 mini brand items, and I'm sorry this is not focusing, but it will in just a minute. It wants to focus on everything in the background. So we got her like a whole, for her birthday. Amelia's birthday is on the 23rd, and she turned 8 years old. She's our granddaughter. And so we bought her a whole like theme box of brand, these mini brand toys and foods and stuff like that. And so these are actually ones that she got on Christmas Eve. So I had forgotten we bought her 3 of those and put them in her Christmas stocking. So, of course, she couldn't wait to get home. She wanted to open them right then and there, and she was not going to wait. So she opened them up in the floor, and I thought, I'm going to show these on camera. And so these are the toys that she got. These are the ones that I saw anyway. Look at the Buzz Lightyear. I mean, that's the actual toys look like these things. And they're intended to stay in the boxes that they come in. Like that's so that they look like what you see in the store. This is a lunchbox, and I didn't realize for a second here. I thought, do I have that upside down? Yes, I have that upside down. So now what you're going to see is Andrew is showing me some of the things. Those are the things that came in her, some of her mini brands that I didn't get to see. So he's showing me some of these, and I didn't, I'm not showing a lot that he showed me just because me is sitting next to him, and some of the times he was showing her, and so I tried to cut her out of the video. So these are just a few of the things that they were opening while they were at home. Look at the little Power Ranger. That was cool. And look at this, a glow worm. I think that's like my favorite thing is that glow worm. And then the pony. And then this is she called it like a scary Peppa Pig, which I thought was funny. And then this, he said the buttons actually work on this. It's a controller. And he said you can actually push the buttons on that and it works. So I thought that was really cool. So those are things that she got on Christmas Eve. But then right here, this was at her birthday. So all of these things are, I think I was able to show you everyone that now, okay. So we got her, if you remember in the video from last week, if you watched that, we got her 3 advent calendars that had 24 little items in each advent calendar. So she opened up the advent calendars, and these are those things that came in the advent calendar. These are not items that came in those balls, because those balls had tons of more items. So these are just the advent calendar items. And so you see she got Princess Leia. This is a My Little Pony. Looks like she got a Connect 4. There was a bunch of Star Wars characters. There were lots of Disney characters, and it's amazing the detail. A Littlest Pet Shop. It's amazing the details on these toys. I personally think they're worth it. I think they're just as cool as they can be. But I tell you, you would need to have a place to put them. I did not know that some of those balls, when you open them up, they come with like shelves. So I don't know if the shelf is included as a toy. Like, is the shelf one thing and then you get 4 more? I'm not sure. This was cool. Icebreakers, because Kevin and I eat icebreakers mints. And so I was like, that's awesome. But I think it's neat that they included the shelving unit, which you saw earlier. It had Disney on it. I wish they all had shelving units. That way you had a place to put all these, because it's like, that was cute. The little Alice doll. I thought that was just absolutely adorable. And the writing, I hope you caught that. The writing is on the back of the box. Like, these have calories, everything on them, just like an actual product that you would see at the grocery store. But I'm thinking, if these had been around back when I was little, I would have had all of these. This is what I would have spent all my money on. My Barbie house, my dream house would have been full. Look at the Scotch tape. That was actually Revlon brand nail polish. But she loves these. I hope that she keeps them. I hope she finds a place for all of them in her Barbie house or wherever she wants to put them. But she got so many of these on her birthday, and it turned out really good, because somebody had given her like a container, a small round container. It wasn't a tin because it wasn't metal, but it was like a cardboard box that had earrings or something. And it worked out perfect, because after she opened all 3 of these advent calendars, she put all these little pieces in that round container, and she was able to carry them home. Because my fear was if you open all these, where are you going to put them? So I'm glad she had a little storage container to put them in. Look at that. I mean, they're just amazing, the detail on these. The Beast from Beauty and the Beast. There's a Ninja Turtle. And so some of these, like, I'm sure she does not care about. Like the Star Wars toys. I don't think she's ever watched Star Wars before. And some of these products, she's probably never seen some of these food products before either. But whatever she doesn't want, and any duplicates that she gets, like that one, she probably doesn't care anything about that. But she could give it to Gavin if she wanted to. Or she could give the duplicates to her sister if she wanted to. There's another Littlest Pet Shop. And it even had a mystery figure inside the container. And a Spider-Man. Look at the little sun-made raisins. So I just... I think they're cute as they can be, and I figured you all would really enjoy seeing them. Like if you're seen them in the store before and you're like, what is in those? And you've ever been interested, then now you can see what you can get. And I absolutely think the advent calendars were worth it, especially like for her to be able to open them up all at once and enjoy them. Now this is Gavin. Gavin is showing me the characters that he got in his advent calendar. We bought him a Marvel advent calendar that he opened up one door every day during December. He got a lot of duplicates. So this is a Funko Marvel advent calendar. And I mean, I'm happy with it. I think it's really good quality. I think Funko are good quality advent calendars. But I am disappointed that he got so many duplicates, because there's so many characters to choose from that there's no reason for them to have any duplicates at all in there. And he did get, like, he wanted Groot. I'm glad he wanted Groot, but he ended up getting like 3 Groot characters or 2 Groot characters. And then he got 3 of those men, which I don't, who? Thor, that's right. He got 3 of those. In the same box, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week.